guys? This is that PlayStation Gamer recording this video the day Xbox are supposed to give us their business update. But we're not going to talk about that because Sony already kind of had a business update. And yeah, things are going to change. Like I said, they're going to change because we are no longer in the console war, my friends. We are now in the publishing wars. PlayStation chairman, there is room for improvement when it comes to business. Praises highly motivated studios. In other words, do not be surprised you hear that PlayStation's coming to Xbox or Nintendo. I mean, they're already on PC. They've already been talking about mobile. And, you already see Death Stranding on mobile, and that is technically a PlayStation IP. And I know for a fact they've had, PlayStation games, like little mobile games in the past. So nothing's impossible when it comes to that. Doesn't surprise me in the slightest because, money talks. PlayStation predicts a slide in PS5 sales. No major existing IP planned before March 2025. So basically this year we're going to go without a big, I guess you would say, PlayStation exclusive. Now, the thing I take away from here, and this is where it gets interesting, is major existing IPs. Now, that rules out games like The Last of Us, God of War, Horizon. But what about smaller games? I mean, we are seeing a case with Helldivers 2. That game's actually doing surprisingly well. And I would put that under the label of a smaller game. So, while I do think it's, very unlikely we're going to walk away with some big, major freaking game. But then again, sometimes you don't always need the biggest hit. Sometimes you just need a hit. Sometimes you just need something to keep you going instead of something that keeps you going forever. Sony slashes PS5 forecast to 21 million for the financial year. They've decreased it by 4 million. Yeah. Apparently, PlayStation 5s have peaked, basically, it sounds like, in their sales. And yeah, adds up. The PS5, I'm being honest, dude, it's a hard sell. It's a hard sell to get someone to buy a $500 console, especially where the United States economy is right now. And it's not, for the record, it's not in a good place. We are in a very bad place. We're heading towards a recession, if not already in it. People are starting to prioritize actual things they need. They need to prioritize food. They need to prioritize housing, electricity, heat, all that stuff, especially in the middle of fucking winter. I can tell you for a fact. Electric bill goes up, don't go down. So, yeah, it makes sense. They have to, start managing their expectations. And, yeah, it sucks, but at the same time, it's like, the PlayStation 5, what are you going to tell someone? Hey, you need to prioritize a PS5 over your house. The thing you're going to play the PS5 in. It's like, come on, man. Let's be real here. PS5 sales total 55 million as Sony breaks revenue records, but the financial target is off. Yes, this basically goes back to what I just was previously saying. They are doing pretty good. They have hit 55 million PS5 sold. That's pretty damn good in my book. That's actually really good because, the console's only been out for so many years and it's like they're actually doing good. And they are making money. But the problem is they're losing money because of all the cost it takes to make these games and keep these studios going. So they got to look at other ways to make money. And guess what? I know people are going to hate to hear it, but it is by putting games third party. You can't keep everything exclusive forever and expect everything to remain, good. Because the PS5, if it's not selling super well, and if the sales have peaked, how do you expect the games to sell any better than they already have been selling? It's common sense. PS5 and PS4 an incredible 123 million monthly active users for PlayStation Plus. That's pretty cool, actually. That's actually very impressive. Mostly this has come from, again, I'm going to guess the PS4, that whole number. Well, actually, I'm reading this article real quick. It does specify PlayStation Plus, so I was wrong about that. But it does sound like that the PlayStation PSN is widely active, even on a console like the PS4, which, is the outdated console. But, hey, show some people still play on PS4, and some people are playing on PS5. And Retrofuse, how you doing? I know you've been playing on PS4, baby. How you doing? PlayStation 5 is entering the later half of its life cycle, says Sony. Manufacturer expected a gradual decline in hardware sales. Yes, this is like I said before, it's going back to there's a decline happening and it's people prioritizing other things. And honestly, if you're Sony and you see the sales are going to go down, you see they're going to keep going down, the question becomes, when do you start planning the PS6? Or, the PlayStation thumbstick or whatever. And there's rumors now that there's, potentially a Vita 2 in the works or, some kind of other bigger, I guess you would say a handheld like the Portal is, but at the same time, it's not the Portal. Like, personally, for the record, I will say this right now, I think the Portal is a good machine. I think it's actually kind of cool. And with them possibly adding actual streaming to it, there's strong potential there. And I've always said that the Vita was a console that was super underrated. It had a lot of good, first-party games. It had, well, not a lot, and that was kind of the problem. But also because, it was kind of in this weird spot where it's it's its own console, but it was also sharing games with the PS3, and it had remote play and all that stuff. The Vita was a good console. I'm trying to say that. It was a good console. Maybe they should kind of tease the idea of doing a Vita too, because if we see the Nintendo Switch doing so well, and if Sony integrates that right into their next console, you know what? I'm gonna be honest. I don't think that's the worst idea. That's the thing about Nintendo that makes them so great. They're so good at innovating that everyone else is going to do it. That's also the rumor now going on with Microsoft. It's like, hey, we are going to potentially make our own PlayStation, not PlayStation Vita, but our Xbox Switch kind of console. So, yeah, we'll have to see about all this stuff. But yeah, things aren't super great on the PlayStation side, but at the same time, I've seen worse. I have seen a hell of a lot worse. And I think people need to come to terms with the idea that we are going to see Sony and Microsoft. At some point, dude, the consoles are going to get left behind. I think we're heading towards the future, the next couple generations, where it's going to be thumbsticks. And I know I keep teasing that idea, thumbsticks are the future. But it's really, with cloud gaming and all that stuff, and the way these companies are so focused on, selling games, it's not impossible to think. So, I don't know. What do you guys think of the future of PlayStation? Do you think things are sounding bad? Do you think they're sounding good? Or are you like me? You're like, yeah, there's some bad news and there's some good news. There's also some good rumors. There's potential everywhere. As my slogan is, greatness is everywhere. Play games where you want to play. And Sony and Microsoft are starting to realize, well, wait a minute. If we don't sell games on that machine, that could be extra revenue we'd be missing out on. And that sucks because we're losing money. So why not sell it on our platform? Yeah, the competition's going to get a cut, but we get the bigger cut. And that's the benefit. So until next time, guys, this is Not PlayStation Gamer, just ranting and rambling. What do you guys think of all this stuff? Until next time, peace out. Have a good day. I have burped there for a second. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and all that YouTube I really BS.